This week on the Spotlight, happy people at Jack's Bar in Lansing. And the reason they're happy is the Bears offense got untracked because Jay Cutler, they were moving him around, they were rolling him out, and he was threading the needle like this. And we'll have happy customers. And then we flash back to a young lady who has done some fine work on our show as we reflect on 25 years. And speaking of reflecting, here's a cool flashback. Remember those guys? Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, this is the 23rd year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. Kelly's Tavern has Benkowski Trivia Friday, November 30th at 8 p.m. You can be on TV. Our camera will be there. And then Friday, December 14th at 8 p.m. Come out and play. Bring your friends. It's at 44th and Wallace. Easy to get to. Kelly's Tavern. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Tanks at 124th and Western for good times with the Outdoor Beer Garden. They have beanbag games. They're open Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at noon. You can watch the Sox, Cubs, and a complete NFL schedule, daily specials at Tanks, 124th and Western.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man.
Las Fuentes, great Mexican cuisine at 115th and Pulaski. They have a great bar, wonderful drinks, and our video camera will be present on Sunday, October 28th, when the Bears play. Come over there and get yourself on television. We'll see you there. First quarter, Bears were down 3-0, but this pass to Kellen Davis puts it right near the goal line. Michael Bush takes it in. The Bears would lead 10-3 after 1. Despite that shaky fumble start, the Bears have righted the situation, look strong on defense. They've got the lead after 1 quarter. Let's find out what fans here are thinking at Jack's. And the most energetic Bears fan that I know of here is here. Tell everybody your name and how you feel right now.
Dawn Pickar, and I feel great. We are beating the Vikings, and they will never beat us. Try being married to a Vikings fan for 20 years.
Yeah, we'll get the opposing view in a second if he's willing. But tell me what you've liked about the Bears' offense.
Oh, everything. What isn't there to like?
Well, there is one thing I think maybe. When Cutler got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for throwing the ball at the Vikings.
I didn't see it. You know.
They can do no wrong, right?
Sportsmanlike about that.
I applauded it when it happened until the flag came down.
You got to make up for all the times that they're playing dirty against us and they don't get no flags. We got him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. So there'll be no Viking response? He seemed to walk away when the video...
Yeah, he's chicken.
Is it because... maybe it's because the Vikings are trailing now?
Yeah.
All right, well, if it means that the Bears lead the whole game and we don't get to talk to him, I guess that's okay, right?
He doesn't know it yet, but come back after the game, because when we win, he has to wear this.
Oh.
He doesn't know it yet.
What a setup. We will be back for that. And we'll be back with second quarter. Still amazing. Cutler threading the needle and Spaeth with the great catch. And the Bears would lead 25-3 at the half. So despite that block kick, the 25-3 lead is nice and solid. So people who are Bears fans are happy, and the majority of folks here are Bears fans. Now let me introduce you to a young lady who, when I see her, I say, "Hello, beautiful bartender." Even her dad laughs when I say that because he knows I'm right. Lindsay, tell me what you think of the game so far.
You know what? I think we're playing awesome defense. I'm really enjoying watching the game, and it's good because a good friend of mine's a Viking fan, so we like to call them the Vi Queens. And as long as the Bears are beating them, I'm all good with that.
And tell us some of the features and the things you like to serve when people come to watch the Bears here on Sunday.
I love serving. We have rum chata now, so everyone loves doing rum chata shots. We always have 50-cent wings, and we do have a huge appetizer platter that a lot of people enjoy, and it's only $10 on Sundays.
And slightly new, better known as a trivia contestant, but now bartending, ladies and gentlemen, Cassandra. Tell everybody what the drinks you were making us today.
I was making some, if I don't mind if I say so myself, some amazing Bloody Marys. Only $3.50 every Sunday for Bears games, like she was saying before, 50-cent wings. We now have rum chata, $3. We've been through about 4 bottles, so basically it's first come, first serve.
Now tell me, maybe the biggest question of the day, not why the Bears are playing so well, but how you two can work Saturday night and come back and be strong and happy on a Sunday morning.
It really does.
We're lucky. We're just very fortunate. I don't know what it is. We just are really lucky.
Good genetics?
Yeah, pretty
From our
much.
parents, yeah.
I do know your parents, and they have some party in them, so maybe the party gene is extended. And when I think party, I think Jack, so get over here. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. You've got to get to Riley's Trick Shop. They have football strip cards, Santa suits. You got to think about that. 6442 West 111th Street in Worth. You can give them a call to find out about their selection at 708-448-0075. T-shirts too at Riley's Trick Shop. You've got to get to McKell's Inn at 3259 West 111th Street, just west of Kedzie, where good friends meet for a cool one. Tuesday and Thursday, they have $1.50 domestic bottles. $4 Guinness every day. Great people, great staff. And I'll be starting my trivia there in September on Tuesday nights. So I'd like you to come out and see me at McKell's Inn, 3259 West 111th Street on the southwest side. Bring your car to Quick Stop Muffler and Brake at 95th and Pulaski, and they'll fix it right. They also do shocks and struts, free estimates. Call them at 708-423-3700. They're very thorough in their work, and they have very competitive pricing. Quick Stop Muffler and Brake, 95th and Pulaski. Not a lot of great Bears action in the third quarter, but Robbie Gould does his thing, and it's 28-10 after 3, and that's pretty darn good. All right, the third quarter wrapping up. The Bears with an 18-point lead. That's all good. And we have the nervous chef and Cassandra backing him up. Tell everybody who you are and what you do here.
I'm Mike, and I cook.
Yes, you do. And let me just say, before he's a very modest man. Cass, help him out. He's a little nervous on TV. But when I come in here for lunch, and I said, well, could you possibly do this? And I tweak the menu, and he does it without a complaint. Tell us some of your favorite things to make here for the Bears crowd.
Well, our hot wings are a neighborhood favorite, of course. Everybody likes the wings, and we got a good hand-packed burger that we make ourselves here. We could make a barbecue style, any kind of cheese you want. We got Swiss, American, blue cheese. So yeah, we got a lot of everything. Some regular, basic bar food, beef sandwiches, sausage sandwiches. That's it. I mean.
And Cass, what do you eat here that you like? I thought I saw you maybe eating soup today.
Yeah, he made his homemade chicken noodle soup. But usually what I eat, as far as off the menu goes, is the buffalo shrimp skewers, and you get hot sauce with it. You get about 8 shrimp, and it's grilled. Awesome. So like I said, it's my favorite thing on the menu, and then the fajitas come second.
You got a lot of fans here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try. That's right. Yeah.
Come in, try Mike's specialties. He's here for you. You never saw a more smiling chef in your life. And it's all good. And
One of her hands, the other hand's making me smile. So, no.
let's just say it's a close-knit staff, and I'll leave it at that. Well, it was an uneventful scoring quarter, but the Bears on the takeaway trail, and they picked that loose ball up. And not only do they beat the Vikings to go 2-1 in the division, but they move ahead of the Packers for first place. So all's well that ends well. The Bears win by 18. Very sweet game. And let's talk to some fans who like Jacks and the Bears. Tell us your name and what you like about today.
My name is Jennifer, and it's a great place to watch a game. It's just a neighborhood kind of bar. It's a good place to be.
Do you, or am I supposed to ask him or you about your favorite Bear?
Oh, my favorite bear, Urlacher. Yeah, sure.
All right, that's cool. He's still getting it done. And the We Are the Champions is playing, and it's a very sweet atmosphere. I feel bad for the guy in the Vikings jersey. Yeah, and I know you do too. Tell us your name and what you like about today.
My name is Dana Osman. Same thing, kind of. You know, I just love the atmosphere in this bar. Of course, the Bears won. You got to love that. You know, and like you just said, the Viking fan is very sad.
Hiding out. She likes Urlacher. Who's your favorite Bear?
I'm gonna have to stick with her, to be honest with you. Like he's been there for many years, and he never lets down. You know, even when he's hurt, he's still the team leader on the sideline. You know.
And do you both like the Bears to make the playoffs this year?
Why not? I've got a pink jersey waiting to wear, so.
About the clothing, I agree. I think they'll actually make the playoffs this year. Yeah.
So the positiveness continues. They're playing We Are the Champions. You can't have a better closing moment than this. So on behalf of these guys and Miss Energy, who talked earlier in the show, Miss Energy, I think, played the song. It's a sweet moment for Bears fans, champions of the world. Well, not quite, but going in the right direction. We'll be back with more on the Spotlight right after these important messages.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar should be your place. It's at 6353 West 79th Street at Narragansett. Thursdays, they have $1.50 Miller and Old Style, and my trivia game alternate weeks. December 6th will be the next one at 8 p.m. They have $12 large pizza and pitcher all day, every day. Little Frank's on 79th. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. The Bulls on a record tear at the Chicago Stadium. 11 straight victories overall, and we were at that 11th one. Let's look at it. The Dallas Mavericks, hardly the premier team in the NBA, and Scottie Pippen with the big jam gets the Bulls off and rolling early. And then BJ sidesteps Michael and gets it into Bill Cartwright for the nice feed. The Bulls had the early lead, but Rolando Blackman, one of the finest of Michael Jordan's foes, hits from long range, and the Mavericks came back. In fact, they led by 4 at the half. James Donaldson gets the ball inside in the third quarter, and he scores, but the Maverick lead would be cut because on the break, Stacey King gets it over to Michael Jordan for the slam. And then the Bulls ran off a 36-17 tear. In the fourth quarter, Cliff Livingston's shot falls, and good news, doing very well off the bench. In fact, watch him track on this ball right in your living room and take it back the other way. And Scottie Pippen will finish the play, taking it back with the left-handed jam, and the Bulls a dominant force, winning the game handily. Michael Horace is always good for some fast break or inside points. You think that contributed to that particularly low first half shooting percentage?
No, we just missed some easy shots. That's just plain, simple, and dry. I mean, everybody missed easy shots. So, not that this Hart's out. I mean, you know, Hart means a lot to us. But you know, we had the shots. We just missed them.
You made some adjustments at halftime, though, defensively as well, because you took Dallas out of their offense pretty much in the second half.
Well, you know, our defense wasn't that bad the first half. Second quarter, we only gave up 19 points. You know, they hit some. Blackman really got going in the first half, and we seemed to collapse on him a little bit the second half. And but I think our defense is pretty consistent throughout the game.
It's tough you win a game, but you win a game by over 20, and here we're like breaking it down and wondering why you didn't win a particular quarter. That's some pretty heavy scrutiny, isn't it?
Well, that's what happens when you're on top. You know, every little thing is going to be magnified. You know, what we really judge things by is if we win or lose. You know, games, you're not going to have a perfect game. You know, you may have a lapse in one quarter or two, but for the most part, if you play 85% of the game, play it well, you know, usually you win.
In your NBA career, can you think of any winning streak or role that any team you've been on has been on like this?
Yeah, with the Hawks. I played with the Hawks, and the year we won 57 games, we had a streak going, and it was a great ride.
You starting to feel a lot more comfortable now with the offensive system and the game plan?
I'm feeling a lot more comfortable. I'm getting familiar with the plays. I used to have to think about what we were running, and then by the time I think about it, we were in the middle of the play. Now they say the play, and I jump right to it now.
Yeah, you know, I get out there. I think it's an easy way for me to get into the game when the ref hits me for that first foul. It kind of gets me mentally adjusted and ready to play.
You know, the hockey players, the Blackhawks, say the same thing here.
Is that right? Yeah, I think maybe it's something about the stadium, but you know, I think the crowd really helps me out there. You know, it seems like when I get in the game, they're really supportive of me, and that helps me, my confidence.
Jeremy Roenick started things off well with his easy goal in the first period, 1-0 Blackhawks. Then Michel Goulet, who's been another key and maybe the unsung hero of that line, also in the right place at the right time, 2-0 Chicago. It was 2-1 in the second when Greg Gilbert, known for his checking, finds a loose puck and makes it 3-1 Blackhawks. Dirk Graham, also known for his fine defensive work, gets the easy goal. It was 5-2 Blackhawks, and Doug Wilson, well, he's known for his offense and the booming shot. This one a wrister, 6-2. Blackhawks win it, and they're in good shape. And Mike Keenan will tell us all about that in just a matter of seconds. The Blackhawks were the dominant team. It was a classic Chicago Stadium game. And after the loss at St. Louis on Tuesday night, you knew they'd come up big, as they did. Coach Mike Keenan should be in a pretty mellow and happy mood when he speaks next.
That was a very good effort from start to finish, coming off 2 emotional games. You always have a little bit of concern about what kind of response you might get, but we had a very good response tonight, a consistent response, and our players played particularly well, I thought, for the greater part of the game.
Everybody got into it, 6 different players.
Well, that helps, and it certainly will raise the confidence levels of some of the players who haven't been scoring or contributing offensively as much as they'd like to. And I thought that quite a few guys had a little bit more jump and looked a little bit more comfortable tonight than they have in the last couple of weeks. Well, I think it's just the process of going through a tough part of the schedule, and maybe they're working themselves out of it now. They've had a couple of excellent hockey games here at home with Boston and St. Louis prior to tonight, and then a real solid performance again tonight.
Well, it was a good game from the goaltender out. Everybody played well, and it was just good to come back from the loss in St. Louis and get a win under our belt. We've played pretty solid the last 5 games, and we just got to keep it up.
Early in the season, you guys were the dominant force in the league on the road, and now you've been playing your greatest games here at home.
Well, we've been playing well on the road too. I felt we played well in St. Louis. A couple goals early, and I think we, it would have been a different outcome. And the game in Minnesota, we played well. And it's just we're not winning the games where we won the one goal games earlier in the season. We're losing them now, and we got to turn that around.
Well, certainly as a team within a couple of points of the best record in the league, it's a little hard to criticize. But to look at the final 14 games or so, what would be the goal of your club as you head into the playoffs?
Well, we got to be good here. I mean, I think we got 8 games here, and we got to win, close to 8 of them. And if we do that, we're going to be right on top.
Thanks, Wayne. You had a real lopsided advantage in shots, but it was more from the defensive end, suppressing them. I'm wondering if maybe the little bit of a scoring lull that the club was in has you guys just going ahead, throwing caution to the wind, and taking the shot, not being so fine.
Well, I think we talked about that before. I mean, when you take a lot of shots, you've got, first of all, the initial shot, you've got deflections, you've got rebounds, and that creates opportunities. And if you have guys crashing the net, you're going to score a lot more goals. We haven't been getting the pretty ones lately, so we'll take them the ugly way if we can.
I eat antipasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people, have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's. George's Sports Bar, 5407 West 95th Street, has $1 Bud bottles Tuesday and Thursday, $1.50 domestic bottles Sunday and Wednesday, a DJ on Friday, golden tea, and we do our Bears video shoot Sunday, December 9th at noon. See you there at George's Sports Bar. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering, homemade soups and salads, fresh sandwiches, eat in or take out, daily specials for lunch or dinner, and home of the famous cheese ball at 2414 West 103rd Street at Western. You've got to get there, and their catering serves any size. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering, 2414 West 103rd Street at Western in Chicago. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. I'll be back there on December 10th at 7 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. We're back on the spotlight, and they say if you don't toot your own horn, nobody will. So as we approach our 25th anniversary, we're talking to important people who've been on our show, and certainly Cheryl Ray Stout fits that description. Cheryl, in describing you, I was going to say, you work at WBEZ Radio, and it just popped in my head, it's been so long, that I worked there in the 70s as a student engineer. But the station has had many facelifts since then, and many shows are actually aired live, right? Right. And I heard you live recently. Tell us about the fun you have there.
Oh, I really enjoy working. They do 2 live shows now, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And they're very good about giving me a lot of freedom about the sports I cover, what I cover. We get into in depth. I write for them 3 times a week. I do work for them in the news department, so they use me quite a bit. And they're just a very polished, professional group of people to work with, and in radio these days it's very rare.
Yes. I know exactly what you mean, without getting into particulars. Cheryl and I also worked in radio together briefly, and it was just before this show started at WMAQ, and then I started this thing, and very early on when I needed help, you were always there. And I know you did Bears events. I know you did some Bulls. But for some reason, this one pops in my head when you were doing the Cubs for us. I think you know where I'm going with this, right? You're interviewing Mark Grace in the dugout at Wrigley Field, and you can pick up the story about the interruption.
Well, Mark and I were sitting in the dugout, and we were having a conversation, and the beat reporter for the Tribune, Paul Sullivan, decides to casually walk by. Not caring, didn't bother him at all. And I didn't say, I was a little more shocked, but it was Mark Grace that actually had the statement that was a little more jabbing to him. And I don't want to say what it is if you want to say, but let's just say Mark Grace wasn't graceful with what he said.
Well, the funny thing was the cameraman stayed on and followed it, and you guys are looking incredulous. And then and Mark Grace goes, "You ignorant bastard." And then he just kind of shrugs, and you guys are so disgusted. You're just shaking your head, and then you start over. But that was a real classic moment. But, and there was a lot of meat to the interview, of course, too. And then I remember you did a piece with Tony Gwynn right about the time he was at 3,000 hits, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Gwynn is one of those sports figures that really is just a master at his craft. And we sat down and he really gave a lot of insight as to his career, what he does, the work he did. And I didn't realize how meticulous he was, but he's a much more demanding person on himself than almost any athlete I've ever talked to. And he's just very affable, very warm, very gracious. I really enjoyed spending time with him.
Yeah, I guess in this day and age of athletes that are sometimes spoiled, when you find a guy who's got all those achievements and they're still nice, it's kind of like, wow, what just happened here?
I still find them nowadays. On the Chicago Bulls team, there's quite a few. But they are, when you find the superstar, the one that is not from your hometown, that you can go talk to, they're just a diamond, and you just love being around them and talking to them. And then, when you see them play, understand what, because they're secure in who they are and what they've done. So it doesn't bother them all the idiosyncrasies they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And so they handle it better. There's a lot of times a big star will come in the NBA, and you sit down and you talk to him, you're like, like Larry Bird was fabulous. Even Isaiah Thomas was good to deal with. They're secure. They know who they are, and it's not a problem. The sports nowadays, there's such a chasm between the media and the players and the fans and the players. And I think the internet, Twitter and Facebook, Twitter particularly, has really changed the landscape for us.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of gossip, a lot of weird personal stuff that, I don't know, maybe he has no business even being followed up on. It's like a guy can't go to the store and, they're analyzing what he's wearing or something. But sometimes that is sort of taken out on us. And there is an almost level of suspicion when reporters are, want to talk to somebody for. This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop.
Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.